Hello class, this is lesson 3-6 about sketching graphs and comparing functions. Now we're going to review what we've learned throughout this module. If a function we're talking about where it is positive, that means where it is above the x-axis, and when it is negative is below the x-axis. Now when we're talking about when a function is increasing or decreasing, we're just following it along its path. So it's increasing and then it's decreasing as it goes down and then it's increasing again. So that's one example. Now we're also going to just review what I mean by the intercepts. So a function might have some x-intercepts and then also might have y-intercepts. If we're talking about the relative minimum and maximum, that would be those yellow points there. And then when we're talking about the end behavior, we're talking about what happens at the end of our graph, okay? So here is an example. We're asked to sketch a graph of a roller coaster's line throughout the day. And all of those features that we've already learned this module are given to us. What it looks like for it being positive or negative, where it's increasing or decreasing, the x-intercepts, the y-intercept, the relative minimum, relative maximum, and the end behavior. So where I would start is with any points that we are given. So let's plot our x-intercepts at negative 0.5, 0, and also at 12, 0. And then the y-intercept is up at 220, it looks like. Then I can go ahead and plot my relative minimum, which is at 5.3 up 133. And then I have two relative maximums. One is at 1.4 all the way up to 448. And then at 9.9 all the way up to 643. You see that? So now I have a variety of points, and it's kind of helping me to form my graph. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sketch what I kind of think this graph might look like by kind of connecting those dots. And again, this is going to be showing me what the amount of people look like in line different hours throughout the day. So I'm just going to kind of draw this. Obviously, it's not going to be a straight line, but I'm kind of making a curved line. And now that I've done that, that's kind of my test. I'm going to go through the rest of my features and see if they're all true. So is it positive, meaning above the x-axis, between negative 0.5 and 12? It is. Is it negative when it's less than negative 0.5 and when it is greater than 12? Yes, that's true as well. So far my graph is looking good. Let's check out where it's increasing. It says for all of those values of x that are less than 1.4. So that's true. And then also between 5.3 and 9.9. Yep, that's also increasing. Now let's look for decreasing between 1.4 and 5.3, and also anything that's greater than 9.9. It looks like that is true as well. The final aspect we need to check is the end behavior. It says as x increases or decreases, y is always going to decrease. So let's check it out. As x is decreasing, that means as the x values are getting smaller, it looks like in my graph that the y values are also decreasing. And then as the x values are increasing, the y values are also decreasing there at the very end. So my graph looks pretty good. That's the sketch that I was able to make. So let's go ahead and look at one more example and try this again. This example is really awesome because we are asked to sketch a graph of a dolphin's height above water over time. So this is the greatest example already. And so there's a little dolphin just to make us happy. So we have several key features, and like we did last time, let's start with the points that we are given. Now, this time instead of being given coordinates, we're told that the x-intercepts occur at 0 and at 8 seconds. and the y-intercept is at 0 feet, which we already plotted as well. So now let's plot the relative maximum at 4 feet all the way up to 10 seconds. And I have 3 points. That's kind of it. So what I want you to notice now at the bottom is it's telling us that there is some sort of symmetry in this graph. It says that the left half is a mirror of the right half at the line x is equal to 4. So I'm going to draw what I think is probably a parabola based around that line x is equal to 4. And so now that I have a sketch of my graph, let's go ahead and check it out. Is it positive between 0 and 8 seconds? Yes, it's above the x-axis. And is it negative when it's less than 0 seconds or greater than 8 seconds? Yes, that means that it went below water. All right, now let's see, where is it increasing? It says for time less than 4 seconds. That is correct. And it should be decreasing, meaning going down, for time greater than 4 seconds. And that is correct as well. Finally, let's check out our end behavior. It says as x increases or decreases, the y value decreases. And it looks like that is true as well. So I think I did another pretty good job doing a sketch of this example. I'm going to let you do some practice when you come into class. Please let me know if you have any questions then.